What's going on, guys? Liam here, and today we're going over round 4 of the NRL 2023 season, and damn, we had some goodies. This time. So in this video, I'll be going over the wins, the losses, all the team stats, injuries, a few bets I won, a few bets I lost. We had a couple crackers this weekend too, so let's get into this bad boy. If you're not already, guys, I'd love if you could please sub. We're getting close to 1,000. We're at 700 now. Hasn't been very long. And as you can see, guys, I do a Team List Tuesday, a predictions video, and also a wrap up, which is today's one. So let's go over all these first. Actually, I'll do the nearly hit a 20k multi. So we had Parramatta to win here, Melbourne to win, Broncos to win, North Queensland to win, and New Zealand Warriors to win, and Raiders to win. Failed on the last leg. However, I did hedge this with 3k. So we ended up about 7,800 winnings, but had to obviously put $4,000 down for that. So pretty solid still, man. Not too bad at all. Pretty happy about that. So let's go through the games quickly. Man, what a game. And we'll go into all these in a bit more depth. But this was, what a way to start. That was such a good game. Parramatta, Panthers never disappoints. Storm got up over the Tigers. Not a convincing win, but they got it done. Then we had this game on Friday night. Absolutely amazing. Broncos got up against the Dolphins. Titans got up. Cowboys got up over the Titans. Bunnies, another crack, got up over the Seagulls. Did it for Sattler. Then we have the Warriors Bulldogs. This was actually a really good game. I've really enjoyed this game, not just because I had a lot of money riding on it. It was just good fun to watch. And it's good to watch the Warriors. I love watching the Warriors when they're playing good. They've always been my favourite team to watch when they're, not the last couple of years, but when the Warriors are going good, they're good fun to watch. Knights got up over the Raiders, god damn it. And Sharkies, that hasn't reset yet. Let's just refresh this. Was 40-8, absolute hiding. Yeah, that was tough on the eyes from the Dragons. Not looking good for them. So let's have a quick look at the ladder. We'll just refresh this. All right, so has it reset yet? So this hasn't reset yet. So Dragons losing, and because they got pumped in the for and against, they're going to drop down to about 13th. And Sharkies, who got a win and won by 32 points, they're going to jump into up here into 5th. So pretty big movement for those two teams, jumping way up and Dragons jumping way down. This is why points differential is so important. You really got to make sure you are, you're not losing by a lot. Like, even though Parramatta have lost 3 games, their points differential is still okay. They haven't been getting hiding. So when they do start to rack up some wins, then they'll shoot up the ladder really quickly. So, but Raiders, so Eels still are way down the bottom. Raiders still way down the bottom. But again, they haven't been getting hidings. Only the Tigers have been getting hidings so far. And then we've got Titans, Knights, Cowboys all sort of sitting in this pack here. And look at the Broncos out in front, undefeated. Manly just dropped one, but they were looking the goods as well. They had that game in the bag just about. And I actually had the Seagulls to cover the line, 4.5. So I actually won that one. I actually thought Manly was going to win that. In fact, I think I tipped them. But last minute, when I actually put my bet down, I changed it to cover the line at 4.5. I just had a feeling that Bunnies were going to do it for. I felt like if it was real close at the end, the refs just might get a little bit on the Bunnies side. And a lot of people said that did happen, but I didn't really see it. But it was really good to see the Bunnies get a win for Sattler. That was awesome. And they won by, they scored 13 points. They applauded at the 13th minute mark. It was cool to watch, man. Really, really good. And Bunny's sitting in 6th now. So, yeah, that's the ladder at the moment, guys. So let's go into the games in a little bit more detail. But, man, this was a lot of these stats I'll go over in a minute. But Mitchell Moses didn't have any, I didn't get an argument with someone, but I was chatting to someone and he's like, oh, Moses, everyone's saying he's so good just because he slotted a field goal. But, man, he did some crazy stuff, and I'll go over that in a minute. But super even game, but look at this, man. 95% completion rate from Parramatta Eels. And they were offloading as well. It's nuts. And 85% will normally get the job done, man. But 33 minutes time in possession. I haven't seen it that high before. This was insane from Parramatta. This was such a high quality game to watch. I enjoyed every second of it. It was, both teams played hard and physical. It wasn't an expansive game, but it was just high quality. I don't know why I just hate errors. Like when there's a game full of errors, even if it's close and it goes down to the last minute, it doesn't do it for me. All run meters, Parramatta got up here, post contact, they won that there, so really won in the middle. Line breaks 2-1, tackle breaks. I mean, Penrith's back three was just huge, absolutely huge. Kick return meters, sorry, mass. The back three was just so amazing. They actually won the ruck a bit quicker, but couldn't quite capitalise. And for anyone that didn't watch this game, Parramatta was up. They were up by 2. Cleary kicks a 40-metre drop goal to tie it up. Then Junior Paulo gets sent off, or sin binned. And then I just thought it was over there. I was like, man, Parramatta are going to get done by 1 point again. And then they got not a lucky penalty. It was a genuine penalty, but they came up the field and Moses slots the field goal. So, man, it's a crazy game. Where was the stats I want to get to? Check this out. 1,100 kicking metres. Never been done before by one player. So Mitchell Moses didn't do every kick, but he did most of them. And he had just over 1,000 kicking metres. Like, this is a lot of kicking metres. Look at that. Never been done before in the NRL history. 100 and what? How many years are we into now? 120 years, 115 years or whatever it is. Absolutely nuts. Mitchell Moses again, 2 forced dropouts. Really good. But yeah, this was just a clinic from both teams. I said before, like, Penrith have only won one game, but I'm not worried about them at all. They've been really, really good. Plenty more tackles made here. Not many missed tackles. Parramatta still have to tidy this up. 30s is passable, but you don't want to do that against a good team too often. You want to get that in the 20s at least. And look at that, 3 errors. Absolutely nuts. 7 errors from Penrith, which is not horrible. Penalties conceded pretty even. But yeah, just absolutely nuts. I was absolutely blown away. So Ryan Madison, I think, was a huge inclusion back, and that's why I wasn't too worried about Parramatta in the long run. I actually put money on Parramatta to make the 8 during the week, because I felt like if they got jagged to win here, the odds were going to come in massively, and they did. They went from about 285 to 230 or something like that. But Ryan Madison was enormous, 58 tackles. Look, RCG was huge. I felt like he was probably the best prop on the park. And then most tackle breaks. Sorensen, damn, there you go. But I really, really enjoyed this game. This was a real good battle. They almost discounted each other. Dylan Edwards probably slightly had the wood on him. Taruva, man, they were bombing him like crazy, and he did not set a single step wrong. I was so impressed with him, man. Yeah, really, really good. Penasini was great. Tago had an error late, which sort of wasn't good, but he was pretty solid. Crichton, I'm not too sure what's going on with him. I don't feel like he's not playing bad by any means, but I just don't feel like he's the same Crichton. Yeah, I don't know if he's maybe carrying a little injury, or maybe it's just the way they're playing. He's not getting as good a ball, but I just feel like he's a little off. And what do you guys think about that as well? I just feel like he's just slightly off. Simonson was real good. For some reason, Fisher Harris kept trying to kill Bailey Simonson, like really was going after him. I don't know what happened, but maybe his girlfriend liked one of his Instagram posts or something. I don't know, but he was trying to kill Simonson. It just seems like a nice young kid trying to play a little bit of footy on the edge. But yeah, it was crazy. Dylan Brown was okay. Luai was really good. Moses, I know his stats don't read amazing, but he did all the stuff he's supposed to do. He didn't miss a tackle. He kicked it long. He forced dropouts. So yeah, that was Mitchell Moses' best game, and he didn't miss a goal. That's why they'd lost a couple of their last games. His goal kicking had been pretty average, and yeah, he's rectified that and slotted them all. And man, I really enjoyed this forward battle. It was really good. One little thing I am worried about, Sonny Luke, and everyone, I was watching a couple of other podcasts and stuff, and people were going on about Sonny Luke and why he's not getting as much game time. I think he's been knocked out 3 times in 2 games. So he got knocked out almost twice in one game in round 2, I believe it was, and he got knocked out again. So I don't know if he has an issue with that. I don't watch lower grades, so I haven't seen him play a whole heap. But that's a worry. He's in the shots he's taken to knock him out weren't big, and but he's so lethal, and that is a little bit of a worry. I thought Zach Hoskin was really good. Obviously, he's not not Ryan Madison. Spaced on his name. The normal second row that's in there. Jeez, I'm real bad with names. If I forget something, it doesn't come back to me. It's funny. But Scott Sorensen was good. Spencer Leno, I think, came on and added a lot. And it was really, really good game. Storm West Tigers, we won't waste too much time on this one, but Storm were good, but still way below what they normally are. They obviously just won this by completing high, but it was a bit of a dud game, and man, Tigers are in trouble. Tigers are in big trouble. Play the ball speed was pretty average from both. It was just, solid run meters. And obviously they won that there quite comfortably, plenty of post contact, and it's not looking good for the Tigers. Tackle efficiency actually pretty solid, not too bad from the Tigers there. 26 missed tackles each, so relatively tidy. But the errors even, penalties conceded even. It really was Melbourne just held onto the ball a bit more. Munster came back and was decent. Didn't blow the roof off the place or anything, but Harry Grant was enormous in defence. I feel like sometimes Harry Grant tries a little hard when things aren't going right. One difference between him and, say, Cam Smith. Cam Smith never panicked, never tried too hard. It was just always so clinical. And I feel like Harry Grant sometimes can try a little hard, but he's so good. And I do still believe he's the best hooker in the game. I'm comparing him to the great Cam Smith. But Warbrick was solid. Josh King was really good. Bateman was rocks and diamonds. He did a couple of good things, a couple of average things. But again, I don't want to go into this game too much. It was pretty damn average. Oh, what a cracker, man. This was so good to watch, man. It wasn't like, I heard people saying this was the best game of the round. It was close. There was a runaway try to win it, but compared to the Parramatta-Penrith game, I don't think this was close, but it was still one of those games where late game try won it and all that sort of stuff. But Reynolds' kicking was way off. I don't know what was up with him. They would have won comfortably if he kicked well. But yeah, he was probably his worst game. But again, I'm comparing it to his such high standards. But man, Dolphins win this again. They won the possession. You know what I mean? They won the completions just. But yeah, this was a below average game as a whole. But it did come right down to the wire, which was pretty solid. It was real good to see Katoni Staggs. Have a runaway try to win that thing. So I actually had Broncos 13 plus in this. Actually, I had some money down on it, and the way I said the game was going to go, it did. It was a grind. And then I felt like Broncos sort of broke the Dolphins with about 15, 12 minutes left. But then I feel like the Broncos completely ran out of puff as well. So I think that's almost broke themselves. Because I was like, you could see the Dolphins, like Hammer was cooked. He was absolutely cooked. And Fords were just taking a real long time to get back on side, Gilbert and all that. And then I was like, here we go, here's a couple of tries. And then I think it was Reece Walsh went to bring the ball back up, and I was expecting electricity, and he was gassed as well. So I think they sort of gassed themselves out, and that's why they didn't blow them out a little bit. But really, really good. Really solid game. Broncos won the meters. Thought Payne Haas was really good again. He's getting better and better. I'm really loving what he's doing. But yeah, effective tackles. It was relatively even game. Plenty of errors though. That was, like I said, it was hard on the eyes. This game definitely not the high standards of some of the others. Gilbert was enormous. Absolutely loved what he did. Catewell, my brother, he absolutely killed it. Scored a runaway try as well. Showed some wheels quicker than I thought. Hammer was elite too, but I felt like he was just relied on a little bit too much. He sort of ran out of puff a little bit. But big Jared Wallace getting over for a try. And Tony Staggs, obviously he had a 100-metre try, which would have added to this. But 137 metres, still pretty solid for a centre. But yeah, cracking game to watch. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed some of these matchups. I'll tell you what, if Kalen Ponga can't come back for the State of Origin, it's going to be out of these two. And I don't know who to pick. Man, I'll tell you what. Everyone's saying Reece Walsh, but I've been watching what this dude's been doing, and his positional play is something special. It is Billy Slater-esque. Everyone was comparing this guy to Billy Slater. This guy, far out. He's so good, man. I thought Branko Lee was really good. It was good to see Tony Staggs get into the action. Selwyn Cobbo had a couple dodgy moments and a couple really good. He's one of those players. He sort of reminds me a little bit of Manu Vadavai, where there would be an easy decision to make, and he almost makes the wrong decision. But when then someone will like kick the ball at his feet hard, and you'll just snatch it up like it's nothing. And I'm like, that should be hard. Like, why are you doing the? Yeah, it's a little bit weird to me. But he had a couple of dodgy moments, bungled a try as well. And then he had a bomb that was just in his lap, and he just sort of stood back last second and let it bounce, sort of thing. So, and then kicked it out. It was really weird. But anyway, what do you do? Milford wasn't horrible, but yeah, you could that Katoa kid and I hope he's back soon because I didn't realise how good he is. Part of the reason why I picked the Dolphins to play so poorly this year is I thought this was going to be their halves combination. But that other Katoa kid's bloody brilliant. Bromwich's were good, both of them. Tommy Gilbert, as I said, was amazing. Flegel was okay. Billy Walters was okay. Payne Haas's second stint, it was brilliant. Best game I've seen Kate Well play in a long time. Jordan Ricky was all right, and Carrigan solid as always. A couple errors from him though, which are a little bit unlike him, but yeah, still brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Oh, Cowboys Titans. I don't know what's going on with the Cowboys, and I know you're probably saying, but they won. Yeah, they did, but it was they just look off, and I know they're missing a couple players, but I don't know, like they're really, really lucky. Brinson and Kieran Foran went down early in the half, because I think if they were on and they played the way they did, I think Titans probably win this game. I was not impressed at all. Let's have a look at the stats quickly. Completions, 80%. It's okay. It's good. It's actually pretty damn good. But, yeah, like I said, it was just, I don't know, there's just something off about the Cowboys. I can't put my finger on it. And I've said it on my TikTok and stuff like that as well. There's just something a little off with them. But, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But they won the ruck. What else? Kicking meters were solid. Effective tackles, lost that. I don't know. It's just, yeah, they had more missed tackles. Yeah, like I said, when Foran and Brimson were on, they were losing everything. Like, they didn't look like they could handle the Titans. So I think they got a little lucky here. So I want to see the Cowboys do good. So hopefully they can rectify it. And I can't really put my finger on what it is. And a few people said, Drinkwater's out. I'm like, yeah, but he played the first two games and they still looked a little off to me. But yeah, like I said, I'm sure they'll ease into it. Maybe I was just used to them. There's such a high standard they set last year. But the first 40 minutes of the first game of the season, I actually was like, Cowboys are going to win the comp. And then since that half of football, I haven't seen it since. It's bizarre to me. But Reece Robson's solid. Val Holmes, who looked very dangerous again. Dearden was amazing. He was the shining light here. Jerome Nanai was good, but he spear tackled someone 2 to 3 weeks, I think they're saying. So he might be in for a little bit of strife. But this Chester kid's trying. He's just not quite NRL ready yet. Felt, Rocks and Diamonds, did some good things, did some average things. Tuolangi was solid, but what happened to him? Something happened to him. I think he got injured or something at the end. I can't remember. But I remember going, oh, that's a big loss. Thought Neem was good, replacing Cotter. But yeah, and Tamalolo, not quite his massively impactful self, but still pretty damn solid. I thought David Fafita probably played the best game I've seen him play. And I'm damn close to giving Tino Fasulamala-Awi the best prop in the game tag, because he is so damn good. It's special. Now, Rabbitohs, Sea Eagles. God damn, this was a cracker. I thought Sea Eagles were the better team for most of it. Ola Kawatu was enormous. Cherry Evans yanking a intercept right at the end of the half. Ruben Garrett was brilliant. But yeah, it's just that they won. I haven't looked at these stats yet, but I'm going to guess that they won a lot of things. So let's have a quick look. So they won time in possession, completed better, had more time in possession, more run meters, more post-contact meters, line breaks even, tackle breaks, destroyed them. Average distance set, they didn't win. I thought they would have won that. To the naked eye, it seemed like that. Oh, and they lost the ruck a little bit, but yeah, plenty of offloads. To me, they looked like the better team. Again, Bunnies don't quite seem like the same team they were last year, but I know they've got a lot missing. So I'll obviously give them the benefit of the doubt here. But effective Seagulls are good, man. They were very, very good. Missed tackles, look at that, 17 to 31, smoked them. Yeah, but yeah, a few errors, unfortunately. If they tidied this up, I dare say they win that. If this was 6 errors, they win this game by 12 to 18 points, I think. So, but pretty good game to watch. Very good game to watch. Jakey was solid, quiet but solid. Cam Murray, I feel like he's a little off as well. Threw an intercept pass, threw a couple bad passes in the game. Again, it's nothing, no panic stations, but I just haven't. Normally, he just impresses me every damn time he runs on the park, and he hasn't really blown me away this year yet. Johnson I'm not too sure if it was a bad cork or something bad, but he looked a little off as well. He was actually brilliant, but he just, you could tell he was running a little funny and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he's not injured and doesn't have to spend time on the sideline, because they're a bit skinny at the moment. The older bunnies. Trell had some big moments. Didn't really inject himself into the game till the end, and Lachlan Elliott slotting the field goal to win it. Absolutely amazing. Tom Burgess I thought was huge. Cheekan, pretty solid. They played Matangi in the middle, and the commentators kept saying it, and I agreed with them. He's such a waste in the middle. He's so much better on an edge. But mate, I think they just needed the size, and no disrespect to Cheekan, he's good, but I don't think he'd quite handle the middle like Kulumatangi. But some solid players from the Tom was good. Not his best game, but not his best game is still so good. Brad Parker, he had a real good matchup with Campbell Graham. I really loved watching those two go at it. Kohler was electric, Garrick solid, Schuster pretty damn average. Like I said, I've said this before, I'd still think he did some pretty good things, but I think it's more that he impresses you because he threw a couple of these little whip passes, and I was like, I think if a small man did it, it's not good, but because he's big, it sort of looks better. You know what I mean? But he is damn handy for a big number 6, with damn near size of a prop. Paseka was good in his second stint. I don't know what it is about him, but he just has real good second stints. So I'm actually not impressed with his first stint ever, but he just seems to come on that second time. Maybe he just needs the offense to be a little gassed, and he just punches through. Ola Kawatu was damn amazing, scored a try. He's something special, that kid. Well, Warriors Bulldogs. So this was obviously my second last leg of my multi, and I was considering cashing it out at a pretty solid profit, but I let it ride, and damn, it got up, but it was close. I actually feel like the Warriors played better footy for most of it. Let's have a look at the stats here. 51%, so they won that. A little bit more time in possession, completed better. Doggies Burton, some of his decision making was terrible tonight. All runs, 200, all metres, won there plenty. Won the post contact, won the line breaks, won the tackle breaks dramatically. Average set about the same, and ruck about the same as well. It was a pretty damn even game. I felt like Warriors were a little better, but they just, I don't know, maybe just lacking a little bit of polish, and that's why they couldn't put them away or anything like that. But pretty damn solid equal offloads, total passes. It's all pretty even here. Kicking meters, Johnson was all right. He was all right. Scored a try, pretty damn solid. Effective tackles, damn nearly spot on even. Made tackles, way less there. Wow, jeez. So Doggies got off to a real good start. The first 10 minutes, I think Warriors had one set. So they were really playing from behind the whole time. If you played it from the 70-minute mark on, I think the Warriors were definitely the better team. And the missed tackles, great, 24. That's right on. Missed tackles from Doggies. Doggies middles, just, I don't know, they're not doing it for me. But yeah, let's have a look at the player stats. Most tackles, damn, 48. Max King. I thought this Jackson Ford dude, I haven't seen him play a whole heap, but he was solid, man. And man, Montoya, beast. Sean Johnson was pretty damn good, like I said. Let's have a look at the... it was... Trying to look for some standouts here. Montoya stood out for me. Tamari Martin was solid. Sean Johnson was better. Fanua Blake was second stint was real good. Bunty was solid. Niokora, man, I love this dude. He's fast becoming my favourite player. He is so potent, man. Like, he just runs so hard. No respect for his body. Tackles so hard, folds people. Tohu Harris went off as well, which to me was pretty gutsy to, their middle lock goes out and they still got the win. Dylan Walker was enormous, and I just thought their bench was pretty damn good. Tavanga was pretty solid as well. But yeah, I think the Bulldogs' problem is here, not here. Here, Viliami not, but sort of, like, because he does give a lot of penalties and does do a lot of errors. It's hard when your team's not elite like Penrith. And then Preston, Mariner hasn't really impressed me this year, but I do like him as a player. Then their bench, it's not doing it for me. I think here they're incredible. But yeah, I'm just not liking the forward pack and the bench. So I'll have to wait and see. I think they've got a tough game next week against the Cowboys in Townsville, maybe, or maybe it's in Belmore. But yeah, Doggies, hit or miss. They're still what are they coming? Still what? 10th? Or we'll just refresh this. Yeah, so Sharks are going up. So this is refreshed now. So Bulldogs 10th, yeah. So not too bad. It's still sitting there. That's where I sort of had them finishing this year. But yeah, this was just a fun game to watch. It was good fun. Knights Raiders, the one that blew my multi. I did hedge, had some money on Knights to win head to head at $2.75, so not too bad. But first half was pretty even, and then just Canberra did not come out in the second half. They got absolutely slaughtered. It was, man, I don't know what happened. Jack Whiten's decision making, just tackling dudes high, just got sent sin bins. Just, man, I just was not impressed at all. He was terrible. Knights were pretty good, like they were pretty damn good. So completed high. I mean, you're not going to win many games with this discrepancy when you got essentially 11 more sets than the other team completed. It's not going to happen for you. Not a ton of meters considering the extra possession. Post contact, again, not a total. Like, Raiders were still pretty much in this up until the end. It was pretty, it was a bizarre game. Won the ruck comfortably, plenty of offloads, kicking meters, lost that somehow. Without all the completions, they still somehow lost that. But yeah, it was a tackle. Wow, tackle efficiency was pretty damn solid. So that's obviously going to help. And then missed tackles. Jesus Christ. Yeah, like, how are Canberra even in this game? Absolutely nuts. I don't want to harp on this game too much because it pisses me off. It lost me 20 grand. But what do we do? All right, Starley, he was good. Jaden Brayley was pretty damn good too. Lachlan Miller, man, he's good to watch, eh? He's just fun to watch, this dude. Hopewadi, damn, Sebastian Chris, 293 metres. He had a few errors too, though. Yeah, it was a bit... But I'm not giving him a hard time because he's not a fullback, man. He's a centre. And, yeah, it was just pretty damn... pretty pissed. I'm just pissed off. But Hopewadi seems like a goer. He seems pretty good. Tyson Gamble, I thought that was probably one of his better games. Thought he was pretty damn good. Safidi stood up. Tyson Frizzell was, he's a big inclusion and looked pretty solid too. Harry Renora was not too bad. Whitehead and Young, not too bad. But to me, yeah, it was just Jack Whiten's just silly play, man. Fucking Jack Whiten. And then to the hiding. This was a tale of two halves. What was the score at halftime? Yeah, there we go. 8-12. Sharkies were up, and then it was just try, and they nearly scored another try right at the end too. So Nico Hines, man, what else can you say about this dude? He was just, his first half, yeah, it was okay, nothing crazy. And then just in the second half, I swear to God, he looked like the best halfback I've ever seen. And I'm not saying he is that, obviously, but it's just something magic. He's magic to watch, man. He's just... Man, I just don't have the vocabulary to express how good I think he is. He's just, he's something else. Possession relatively even, time of possession relatively even, completion rate relatively even. This is the scary thing. Sharkies had a lot they can fix. Like, Sharkies were not that good, and they still put on 40. It was just Nicho Hines' magic, man. Like, look how putrid these run meters are from St George. That's just rubbish. That is rubbish. No go forward, nothing. I mean, this isn't spectacular, but it's good. You know what I mean? But this is just rubbish. Post contact meters, look at that. It's 300. You know, line breaks 10-2, tackle breaks 45 to 22. Damn. Average set distance, I mean, that's pretty low, but they got them. Kick return meters, absolutely smoked them. St George slightly faster play the balls, but offloads lost. Total passes lost. You know, dummy passes. Yeah, this is a weird game. But yeah, pretty average tackle efficiency, pretty damn good from, you know, whenever you're doing anything in the 90% range, you're doing good in a game of footy. Yeah, where we got missed tackles, 22, look at that, rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Ineffective tackles, 17. Errors, see, pretty even. Like I said, they can fix this up. They damn. Whoops, not watch live. Player stats, team lists. I thought Tyrell Stone was all right, but yeah, Zach Lomax looked like he didn't want to be there. Moses Sully, he's one of those players, if they're not going forward, he doesn't do a whole heap. Ben Hunt was pretty good in the first half and very average in the second half, and that's where it really stops from giving these guys raps. That was a pretty poor effort. Will Kennedy, amazing. Katoa was really good. Jesse Ramian looked like he was going to score every time he touched the ball. Talakai was good. Mulatalo, elite. Moylan, pretty solid. Nicho Hines just went God mode. Didn't mind Rudolph at all. I thought he was really solid. Ueli was good. Nakora was just a weapon, man. And this guy actually impressed me. I haven't watched him a whole heap, and they don't go down his side a whole heap, but it was good. And Finucane just doing Finucane things. Royce Hunt came on pretty good, and McInnes. See what I mean? I literally just pretty much named every player and said they were good. It was a solid performance, man. It was pretty much the first hiding of the. Is that the first hiding of the year? I think it might be. And they'll start to come in a little bit more. Like the poorer teams, the teams that are going to end up down the bottom of the ladder, they're always trying hard at the start of the year. Takes a little while to realise you suck. You know what I mean? Like if Dragons go on a skid now, they're just probably going to suck for the rest of the year. But you know, everyone's trying real hard at the start of the year. But I just felt like they got a little bit broken in this game. I felt like they were like, oh, you know what I mean? Like they just were like, ooh, like we're not. You know, everyone, you know, they won their first game and was like, oh, we're not going to suck. And then it was sort of like loss. Maybe we might suck. But we'll have to wait and see. There was some good signs there, but it was just 40 minutes. I mean, they hung in there with the Broncos, but then got pumped. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for the Dragons. I didn't have them wooden spoon like a lot of people, but like I said, if they go on a little skid now, let's have a look and see who else they're playing, who they're playing for the rest of the year. Dragons, let's see their next little run, see who they've got. Right, so they've got the Titans in Gold Coast. And it depends if Foran and Brimson are out, that's very winnable. Then they've got Roosters, then they've got Tigers, then they've got Roosters again, they've got Penrith, Warriors. So they can win a few games in here for sure. But yeah, I'm not. If let's just say they do lose to the Titans, then they lose to the Roosters, and then they get to West Tiger. This would almost be a battle of the wooden spoon, I think. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, not looking great for the Dragons. But that's it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Like I said, if you've hung around this long, you're legends. Love yous. And we'll be back Tuesday for Team List Tuesday, and then my predictions on Wednesday. And hope you all killed it on the punt, and I'll see you on the next one.